Welcome in, everybody, to Peas Pod. I'm your host, Patrick Parker. This right here is my boy, Ray Sanchez.
How's it going, bud?
If you haven't noticed, it's the man with the plan, Porterville Wholesales. And this episode is also brought to you by Porterville Wholesale. If you haven't gone down there yet, you need to talk to this guy. This guy's got all the low prices for you. He's sitting there just waiting for you every day at 1902 West North Grand in Porterville, California. So go check him out, Ray Sanchez, right here. He wants to tell you that, he's got it all from this small inventory to a big one. You can go check it out on my Facebook posts. Go check him out, man. It's just good stuff out there. Am I wrong?
Nope.
You know what I mean?
A lot to check out. A lot to describe on a post. It's not, you have to go see it for yourself.
Exactly. So go check him out. Again, 1902 West North Grand in Porterville, California. So, Ray, how you been, man?
Doing it up.
Doing it up.
Doing what I gotta do.
So, if you guys don't know us, me and Ray met each other back in old Pizzaville days.
About 8-9 years ago.
Dang, is it really that long ago?
At least. My youngest is 7, so at least a few years before that.
I miss those days, though. Those were the good days at Pizzaville.
Good old Pizzaville days.
I always tell the story about you having me talk to the wall only. No, everyone's like, why? Because I don't talk to anybody now, really. I'm more quiet. I don't even want to talk to anybody.
Was I an asshole?
A little bit. But you were like a good asshole, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be real nice and joke around and have a good time. But we could also take jokes back then a lot more, and it wasn't so offensive, you know what I mean?
Everybody's too sensitive. I was Patrick's manager, by the way. That's why.
Yes, he was my manager. And if you don't know, I used to talk way too much. So one day, we'll tell a quick story. One day, as everyone comes in, starts saying hi, we're a busy day. I'm finishing pizzas, not doing a very fast job, I would say. Would you say? Getting distracted.
With yourself.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's what I did. I just, anything, anybody, whatever it was, I just find a way to not work. And so eventually, my man Ray here told me, hey, look, Patrick, I don't want you talking to anybody else tonight but this wall right here. And yeah, that's how we kind of started off our days. That was an interesting time, man. We're flipping dollars after work.
Oh.
You always win or lose some. Like,
I had to keep it interesting for you guys.
It was fun. It's definitely a lot more interesting than it was now. Now it's kind of...
I mean, being the manager of any place is really, you're just babysitting a bunch of adults.
You really are.
You got to make it somewhat interesting so they stay engaged and not...
You ain't lying.
Yeah. Make it entertaining somewhat to some extent, but don't go too far like I think we did a couple times.
Oh, yeah, all the time. I don't
a couple times.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. All we did,
we got stuff done.
Oh, yeah. Everything was done by the end of the night. And we weren't late. Like... what time did our fry guys go home usually?
10:30, 11,
Yeah?
11, 11:30.
Yeah, okay. Then never mind. Because some people were going home by like 10 o'clock at the latest, and they were flying through stuff, but...
Some of the extra guys, but the main... you would probably be the first one to go because you'd be in the way.
Yeah, I was always out. Yeah, get me out the way. Do the cold table, Patrick. Just go home.
Cold table, go home.
Yeah.
Easy work to get you out of the way.
Cool, out the way.
Let us big dogs get this stuff done.
Now it's like, okay, so all the stuff that it's like nobody wants to do?
Yeah.
I'm at that point where I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. Let's just get it done. Like,
it only benefits you to get it done, get it out of there. If you don't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. So I just like, we're just going to get it done. Might as well. But it's definitely interesting now. It's not the same now.
Nothing ever is. There's always a change. I think by the time I left, because I worked there 11 years, there's been maybe about 4 sets of groups that were solid for a while. And I think you guys were the 4th one to where, it was the clique that stayed together for a while. Then, the first clique was a bunch of older guys, and it started getting younger and younger, So I think by the time I left, you guys were younger than me, and I was the old one.
You were.
Yeah.
And that's how I am right now. I'm about,
So I think you're that old guy stage right now.
Yeah, I am.
It's not to go.
Yeah, it is time to go.
It's time to pack it up.
Because if not,
you get chopped off the block.
Yeah, probably. It's okay. Oh well. You know what I mean? But nah, I definitely understand, because now it's like I've realized, like what you said, you're babysitting a bunch of adults, and a lot of times it's like, Patrick, what's this? Patrick, what's that? And I'm like, it's called a head of lettuce. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just a head of lettuce. Why? Like, I don't know. Let's go ask the guy. Like,
Well,
but yeah, that's what it is.
you're the old guy stage. So
Yeah,
it is where you get tired of it, and you don't want to deal with the young guys. And a lot of laziness, a lot of people talking too much. Just get your stuff done.
You know what's crazy though? There's a lot of older guys there. Oh no, there's only like a couple older guys there that are lazy too. Well, really only one, but
You don't talk about yourself, Patrick.
yeah, it's okay. But yeah, there's only one, and it's just
Yeah, so pizza.
That's about it.
How long you been there now total? Or on and
damn,
off?
like 7 years.
Okay.
It's like that stage, because Romero was there like about 10 years.
Yeah.
And you were there about 10 years, 11 years, right? I'm getting to that stage. Heath's there. Remember
back.
Heath?
He's a solid guy.
Yeah, well, Heath's never gonna, like, he'll never get fired.
He always goes back.
Well, not that, but he'll just never get fired. Like, you know what I mean? Chipper relies on him a lot.
That's good.
Like, yeah, I
He's
know.
old school. He likes it old school.
Yeah. So,
So after Pizzaville, I
So-
went on to Firestone.
So, well, basically, okay, let me tell you though real quick, because Ray was the kind of guy that during Pizzaville could sit here and, I guess you could say I'm kind of at that point now, but you could just rely on him if you could do one thing. Like, if I could take orders, he could do the rest of it when I was younger. And now it's kind of like where I'm at. Like, I'll just do the rest of it. You guys take orders.
It was just easier to manage if you're able to get somebody just to do one job perfectly instead of trying to do other jobs, 3 jobs not so good. Then it kind of messed up. I could do those 3 jobs way better than anybody else.
Right.
If I can get you to just do this one job and be out of the way,
And stay out of my way.
it'd be a good night.
Yeah. We'll see. And because don't get me wrong, but lately, we've been getting slammed in the daytime.
It shouldn't be that way. You're on the right crew.
Well, it's the reason being is because you only got like me and Heath. And that's it.
Pick up the slack.
Trust me, we have been. I'm like running around the whole time. It's just definitely an interesting time down there. But what did happen after Pizzaville?
Well, long story short, I got laid off. My youngest son was a week old.
Did you see it coming at all?
No, I was blindsided completely. You know, when you're talking to somebody like me and you right now, and the next day, it's kind of like getting broke, ending a relationship, you're not knowing.
Ooh, and not knowing what the fuck happened.
Yeah, the other person knew, but you didn't know.
Yeah, and you're just like, I'm lost
Completely
here.
blindsided. So, I mean, which, in hindsight, after years and years, I think it was probably the best thing for me.
Mm-hmm. Because
The
would you
best
stick
way for me to appreciate other things
Yeah.
and appreciate, just
What's right in front of you.
What's right in front of you. You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely
for
understand
quite
that.
some time, being a manager of any restaurant or anybody, I mean, most people can relate who are managers. It becomes, I would describe it as an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You make this your priority, number one, in front of a lot of things. I mean, I have kids, and there's birthdays I miss, there's special holidays I miss with my wife. There's, at one point, I think I had my wife waiting in the parking lot to go on our anniversary dinner for like an hour so I could finish the shift. And it's an addiction. That's the best way I can describe it to for anyone to understand. You know, I put that in front of everything for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And me being laid off kind of, one, cut off the addiction
Mm-hmm.
to not have to be there, to not have to do that, but also to realize, you know, that I can do other stuff.
Right.
At first, I felt lost. I felt confused. I felt, you know, not wanted. And I didn't realize the skills and ability that were in me to do something else.
Right.
So, you know, after I got over that little hump of
Humbug.
feeling neglected, I
You put your little pity party away?
put my pity party away and got shit done. You know,
Yeah.
that's,
Hell yeah.
and as you would see night and night after, you know, a busy night at Pizzaville, I got shit done.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time, I felt like I didn't get shit done. You know, after I got laid out, because, you know, like, what did I do wrong? You blame yourself. You blame all these things. But, you know, like I said, I'm glad that happened because it opened my eyes to a lot of different things that
It pushed you.
right in front of me. It pushed me, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Because
yeah.
I think we talked about it before, but I mean, I think you had told me like you'd just been stuck there. You just
Yeah,
kept
I'd
going
been
there
stuck.
for-
I would have been stuck. I would have been doing the routine, and I did the routine for too long. And now I know getting out of a routine is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
Well-
probably where you're headed, Matt. Get out of the routine.
Get out of the routine. Well, see, that's okay. But that's why I'm starting my businesses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got about 4 of them.
Break the
going.
routine, break the habits, and move on.
It's kind of like what you did. You know what I mean? At
Exactly.
the end. So, just FYI though, this episode is also sponsored by VIP on the Go, fastest delivery service out there. Being there in an hour or less, usually about like 30 minutes. Call my boy up. He's usually saying I'm outside by the time I put the phone down, damn near. So it seems like they're always here. So give them a call. You have to use the code 2PiecePod, okay? Easy enough. Have to use the code 2PiecePod. Excuse me. The number is going to be 1661, probably pop up somewhere. 1-661-380-6380. So yeah, wherever it's at, we probably pointed at it somewhere. But again, you have to use my code to be accepted, 2PiecePod. And that's VIP on the Go. They will be there. They got all your goods from wax to flour to pins to cartridges to, you know, all the good stuff. So go check them out. Edibles.
Ooh.
Edibles. I get me an edible for the nighttime so I can knock out pretty good. But it's cool like that, you know. But yeah, go check them out. So yeah, man. But right after Pizzaville, you went through this down area
Yeah.
of like, hey man, it's my fault. I did this to myself, and now, you know, what clicked in your head? What gave you the epiphany, or like what sparked your, hey, I got to get this shit done right now?
Kids and life, and you know, you gotta keep moving.
Realize I ain't gonna wait.
You know, for anybody that's not financially stable, you need to, because you never know what's going to come. At the time, I wasn't as financially stable as I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of savings, but not that much.
Not as much as you wanted.
Not as much as I thought
Yeah.
would get me past the hump. So, to anyone out there, save some money, put it aside for anything that might come up. So that, I mean, I lost a lot of stuff. I think I moved out from a bigger house to, I think I moved in with family for a little bit, quite some time. I couldn't afford a lot of stuff. You know, everything you thought you took for granted, you could easily buy, gone. You know, expensive stuff, sold.
Yeah.
The things you knew you didn't need, gone. You know, you just get rid of it all. And really, I was broke for a good while. Even after I got a job shortly after, I was so behind after not having, you know, good 2-3 months of income come in. I was done.
Yeah,
you know, if you had too much juggling, you miss one, it all collapsed on me.
Oh yeah.
So really, I mean, I don't think I've ever said this, but I even donated plasma for fucking $280 a month.
Yeah.
That was rough. Like I said, I had kids to feed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you ever hear somebody say, "I'll do anything for my child," would you do anything for your son?
Yeah.
I did that.
You're
I
like,
did
oh.
anything I could for my kids because
Yeah.
like I said, My youngest was a week old when I got laid off.
I remember that too. Like
1 week old.
it just surprised everybody.
Yeah, I mean, just the person you thought couldn't get chopped off the block, you got chopped off the block easily. So anybody's free game at that point. So like I said,
Made you realize.
I think I donated plasma for about 6 months, bro.
Wow.
Just because I needed every dollar I could get.
And how long were you down like that?
I'd say a good 8 months down. Like,
wow.
Catching up, trying to make, rub 2 pennies together and see what I got out of it. And it was a good down. But like I said, I appreciated what was in front of me a lot more. My wife, my kids. I didn't have that addiction, like I said, of working every day.
Yeah.
I was so concerned and consumed with work, being concerned about the business 24/7. That wasn't even my business.
Right.
I was just managing it.
Right.
That's the reality of it too. I put someone else's business, as my number one priority in my life. That I only benefited weekly paychecks from.
Yeah. And you benefited somebody else.
And that's really kind of where my drive now comes to own my own business, and nobody can chop me off the block except
for yourself.
Except for myself, And I'm not gonna let that happen because I've already gone through it.
You've experienced it, been there, done that.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you kind of, that's where I'm at. It's like, don't get me wrong, but I'm tired of making money for other people. You know what I mean? Like I want to make money for myself.
You start to realize how replaceable you are in anybody's business, and not having something for your child to say, God forbid something were to happen, now your child doesn't have a paycheck that you would have made. There's nothing there for your children.
Right.
Hopefully my goal of having my own business is pass it on to my kids and let them, build off of that.
Right.
Give them a good platform, financial platform to build off of. But yeah, after that, after my big slump with, trying to get everything prioritized. Luckily, my wife had a job, and she stuck it out for a while.
Yeah.
That's always good to have. I moved on to Firestone Grill, which is a barbecue restaurant.
Ooh, Firestone,
and that was tough, but I think I was built for it. I truly do, because the first day of me looking for a job, so I got fired on a Saturday. That Monday, looking for a job right after. I think I hit up everybody I knew. I was like, I know a lot of people. I'll get a job easily. But, I felt really cocky about it. I know a lot of people. But he sent me here for an electrician thing. Somebody sent me over here to do some oil field stuff. And I was out of my element.
Yeah.
Making pizzas for fucking 11 years. You're not set up for plumbing or whatever. But like I said, I'm willing to do whatever the fuck I needed to do. So I think the first place I went to, they needed a high school transcript. It was like a electrician's union or something. My buddy sent me to. He's like, get there, get a job, 26 an hour. I'm like, yes, I'm in. Let's go.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. Whatever I got to do, let's do it. They needed a high school transcript, so I'm like, all right, let me drive to the district. Before I even get to the district, I call them up and I say, hey, how do I get my transcript? I need it as soon as possible. She's going to be out for 2 weeks. She's on vacation. So my whole day already, my mind ruined. Just ruined. So I pull off from 99 because I was driving back down south. Pull off on 99 in California, and I see this big banner. It says, now hiring, which was Firestone Grill. It was in the making. Fucking TVs laid out on the floor, still being, all the big screens they have, just laid on the floor. Construction guys everywhere. I'm like, hey, how do I apply here? What's this place? What's going on? Here's, one guy was like, you can find the website here and send your resume. Submitted my resume, waited like 2 weeks for an interview. They had open interviews on the spot. And they had like every position, bus boys, bartenders, servers. Even at that point, it's a restaurant, but I was still kind of out of my element. It's different for Pizzaville. Pizzaville's more like a mom and pop. Started to become like a franchise. And I didn't mark any of those boxes. And I wrote my own box, and I put assistant manager or supervisor. I literally wrote that in. And when I handed the guy my another resume. I submitted a resume, but I had it in my application. He looks at it. He's like, "Well, you didn't submit. Well, you didn't mark one of the boxes that we're hiring for." I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to be a manager. I'm trying to go to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Try whatever I gotta do." Well, what makes you think you can just run any restaurant? Being a pizza manager for 11 years at Pizzaville, USA, wherever that's at. You know, I said, word for word, I was like, it doesn't matter what you're selling as far as food, as long as it's fast, it's good, and it gets them to come back. If you can't get a customer to come back, then you failed as a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of impressed with, how I carried myself. And I think I dressed up, suit and tie, everything. Everybody came in board shorts and, flip-flops. And
kind of just,
because that's what the job they were applying for, just a server, a busboy, I was trying to be a fucking manager.
Yeah.
I told them from the get-go, and they said, you know what, we'll hire you. Would you be willing to go to our other location in Fresno and,
learn,
see what we got going on? Send me today. It wasn't today. It was about 3 more weeks before I started, before I even got my foot in the door. So it was about 3 weeks, and he sent me up there for about 3 days. I had to, front my, my stay there. They said they would pay for it, but they paid later. And me
they
being
made sure that you could do it.
And my financial burden I was in, I had to borrow. I think I borrowed money from my brothers, my sisters, and I have a pretty good support family.
Oh yeah.
Support system from my family.
Mm-hmm.
They knew I was down. They knew I needed something. I think my sister paid for the hotel because it was like $300, and then I borrowed some money from my brothers just to have money to eat while I was there.
Don't.
So I needed to train. I needed to show them that I can show up.
Yeah.
And gas money because Fresno's 2.5 hours away.
Not right.
I didn't have any money for gas to drive around town, let alone drive out of town. So, long story short, I showed them what I was about and worked my way up after a good 1.5 years.
What's the one in Fresno called?
Doghouse Grill.
Doghouse Grill.
Check them out.
Yeah. They actually got a lot of good food there. I'm not going to lie. They have probably some of the best sandwiches and probably best salads in town, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then I think one of my buddies, Julian from Firestone. I don't know if you remember him. He was the first person I told, and he quotes me till this day, I'm going to be manager of this place.
Julian, huh? With the glasses?
Julian with the glasses.
Oh, Julian.
He'll quote me on this. And he'll say,
Julian's the one that got me in trouble one day. I asked him because he was doing the fryers, right? And I told him, I said, hey, man, I said, I'm going to go wash some of these because we had no bowls. So I'm going to go wash some of these bowls out real quick.
Really slow.
I was washing them. Shit.
Okay.
So when I wash dishes, I do meticulous work because I don't like seeing stuff on my own dish.
Okay.
So I'm not like, done. I'm like, all right. And that's how I'll do. I just want my dish to look.
If
anyways,
that's what you say.
anyways, I'm sitting back there, and all of a sudden, Corey come back. Patrick, what are you doing? I was like, we had no dishes. I'm trying to just grab some bowls real quick and go. Like, this chicken's been sitting out here, and I'm like, fucking Julian. I asked him. I said, hey, when this comes out, can you just tell me so I can hand it, or can you just put it up?
Yeah.
I was like, just at least yell at me, do something. And he's like, yeah, I got you. I said, all right, cool. So I went back there and started washing some dishes out. Never told me. I never blamed him, you know what I mean? It's not his fault. That's whatever. But that was the day I quit.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I get it. People train different. They're trained differently, and, people handle their business different.
And with Firestone, you got chewed out more than I think I've been chewed out by anybody. They ripped your ass, but I think I had the most respect for them because kind of like me at Pizzaville.
They worked.
I was right next to you. I was your manager, but I was right next to you busting your ass.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the same thing at Firestone.
Yeah.
The manager's yelling at you, but he's yelling at you because he's working right next to you, telling you to hurry the fuck up.
But I can understand just that. Like when you're yelling, like, yo, fuck you doing, man? Hurry up. Like, I need you to get quicker. Like, I understand that kind of stuff. But once you start calling me names, and that's when I'm like, hey, hold up here. You know what I mean? Like, I would show you the respect of not calling you names. I'm not going to, you know, I might tell you, like, the fuck you doing, dude? Mm-hmm. This ain't right. You know, something like that.
And to that, he was still learning.
Yeah, and that's why I tell you, like,
I mean, he
I still
was a
go
manager,
in there,
but he was thrown into that mix too.
I still go in there, say what's up to the guy. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. At heart, like I always tell you, at heart, he's got a good heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just he's learning how to be a manager too. I mean, what didn't he open that place, and that was like the first place he started running?
Yep.
Yeah. Like,
so it's a whole learning process.
Just like having kids, man. You know, it's all the same thing. Everything's a big learning process. Everybody that's listening knows either that or you're gonna learn that yourself. You know what I mean? And that's something huge.
Yep.
That's huge. But yeah, I'll never put down Firestone. Like I said, they always got great food and stuff, and they've always been super cool to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, Firestone's a blur.
In fact, I wear their hat every day to the gym.
Yeah.
What's their names? Daniel and
Andrew.
Andrew, yes.
You bump into them?
Every once in a while, yeah. And I'd always have my Firestone hat on, and they always laugh because they're like, "Oh yeah, Firestone." Oh my god.
Like how long?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's funny, is because. But it's like I just don't want to ruin a nice hat.
It's pretty cool hat though.
It's not a bad hat at all.
They have a lot of hats.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think I have like 8.
It was chill. I was chilling. I liked getting those hats. I'd be like, I don't got one. Can I get one? Yeah, they were fresh. I still rock mine to the gym, but I take it off before I start doing cardio so I don't sweat it out. So you know what I mean? Like, I still look good.
There you go.
Keep it good. So I still be supporting. Everyone's like, you work there? I'm like, used to.
Used to for like 5 months, and then I quit.
Then I quit. Wasn't going to do it no more. Nah, you know, I think eventually he would have moved me up pretty soon. Because I was already working fryers.
You were good. I mean? It's just like...
Slow.
You know,
I just have to...
You came from what we thought was busy
to this
is fucking busy. Like, this place turns up more than anywhere I've ever seen.
You know what happened? It was weird because I came back from like being sick, and there was one day where I could not seem to put one salad together correct if my life depended on it. And I would read the ticket, and I'd read the ticket again, and I was like, all right, do this. And then I'd be like, all right, just do it. And I started getting to the point where I was like, I gotta just keep reading these tickets right in front of me or something. Like, I remember putting a whole bunch of salads underneath. He got mad. Let's just say that. He didn't like that.
Well, being wasteful.
Yeah. I did.
But it's tough. I mean, it's not easy.
It's not easy, but it wasn't... I should have been able to get it done. And I think if I would have stayed there, I would have easily gotten it done. I just... Like I said,
I mean, because I got my ass ripped plenty of times, but like I said before, I needed that job. I needed it.
Yeah, see,
I think I got told by a different manager that's, not very nice. He literally said, "I'll fire you and sign your last check today if you don't get this shit together."
Was that George?
No, that's not George.
No.
He's not George.
Hey, everybody back there at first was like...
Because it's kind of like, who the fuck is this guy?
I would just say hi.
But you did talk a lot.
Yeah, I did.
So
Again.
that was another thing. I think they were jealous that you didn't get yelled at as much as you should have, though. Because you did talk a lot.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, dude, hey, I'd stop for a little bit. And then it was somebody else that would always like, yo, Patrick, and I'd be like,
also, I think you just picked the wrong time to talk. That was your fault. We talked. I think you just picked the wrong time.
I just did it in front of Corey too much, was the thing. I just did it in front of him, and it was just like, I think he got to the point where he's just like, oh my God, here he goes again. You know what I mean? Like, he was just like, and that's why he kept sending me to do dishes.
I think that was probably the easiest. Like I said, when at Pizzaville and you couldn't do the 3 other things, I'll just send you on the one good thing to go just get it done.
Well, that's all I was good at.
That's what that was.
Back then. That's all I was good at back then. Now I'll kill it now. I'd kill it now. Now I just go too fast. It's just like again, like I said, like I don't even like to talk to anybody. No, at Pizzaville,
Get it done.
Yeah, I've seen your brother in there a couple times. He comes in and buys like 10 burritos. I'm like,
That's his default go-to place for any like football gatherings or any
He
fancy
comes
football
in, man.
things or anything where he's gonna gather with his buddies. Pizzaville burritos.
yeah.
Go-to.
He gets 10 of them. I'm like, oh my
Yeah, 'cause
god.
they're bomb. I mean, you don't have it for a long time. I mean, they're regular as.
I just got the bean and cheese now.
Yeah.
That's all we get.
Is that what it is?
That's all they get.
They got rid of the beef and bean.
I like the bean and cheese ones though. They're
Beans are
fire.
fire. But see, like I said, it's you can buy that easily at the store, but it just tastes better.
It's
deep
different.
fried.
Yeah, it's just different. I've air fried them. Still not the same.
Still not the same. That's
Still not the same.
They give
I
you
want to
some
buy one of
oil.
those little deep fryers that just.
Yeah.
The ones that are only like this big.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good go-to. Like you can break them all apart. So 10 burritos, split it 10 ways, 20 ways.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Like I said, it's a good snack.
Yeah.
It's $1 or something. Or no, how much is it now?
They're like $2.19.
Yeah,
Still $2 for a burrito.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Everyone's like, "You got those big old burritos?" But I'm like, "Nah, dude, they're like this big and they're deep deep fried." I'm like, don't think they big. Like, chill. Oh, so we got rid of the artichokes. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there when we got them.
I liked the artichokes. I'm an artichoke kind of guy, though. Well, I guess.
Still on the menu.
Yes, I hate that. I don't even like the smell of them in the, like. Okay, here's how you know. So I can't smell very good. I can smell bad stuff very good, but I can't smell like if something smells good. I have to like it has to hit me like really hard, right out the like just smack me in the face. If it doesn't do that, I'm like, I'll be like, I don't know what the heck you trying to smell. You know what I mean? Like for real. But bad stuff. Oh, I'll smell bad stuff all day long. That hits my nose like it burns. And anchovies burns my nose, and I'm like. So I won't even make a pizza after that until maybe an hour later. At least.
It was the one pizza nobody wanted to make because it had anchovies and you would smell like fish right afterwards. But I remember this one time, it was a combination pizza and the person wanted extra anchovies, which was disgusting.
Yes, yes.
And it's like some olive oil inside the can with the anchovies. So we did whole strips of anchovy. We didn't even chop them up. We did whole strips. Because we figured we'd chop it up with the cutter anyways, down the slice. Mm-hmm. But besides that, we put the olive oil on the pizza. Not to really sabotage it, but this motherfucker said extra. We're going to give him all the juices, too. Ate the pizza, came up and said that was the best pizza he's ever had. And all of us looked at each other like, because we threw so much anchovies on the motherfucker, and he said it was the best pizza ever.
That just, oh my God. I do not like anchovies. Like, Chipper's like, just try these anchovies, man. They're good. And I'm like, no, they're not good. They're disgusting. I do not like them. And, put that much anchovies on and then pour the juice. And the juice is like salty. Like, it's just damn near pure salt. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, you know how they always tell you, oh, good fish doesn't smell. Then why does this smell every single time? Doesn't matter if it's fresh.
I hate fish.
I am not a fish person. And when you put it in the oven to make it hot, the smell just, oh my God. I walk away. If I chop them up, I hold my breath for a little bit and I walk away. I have to.
What's your go-to pizza?
Go-to pizza? Keep it real, it's almost like a combination. But it's salami, pepperoni, lots of linguiça. If the Basque sausage is fresh, I'll throw it on there.
Yeah.
But if it's not, there's no way you'll catch me throwing it on there.
It has a funk. Not that it's bad. It just has a funk.
It just has a funk. After like it's just not my thing. I'll give it like 2 days. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll throw some Italian sausage. I don't throw any beef. I'm not a big beef person. It's just so bland.
I hate beef.
Yeah, and then I'll throw olives, light olives, and usually I'll like break them in half. And so I'll kind of throw light olives, and I'll throw light mushrooms, and usually I'll get smaller parts of the mushrooms, and I only put a little bit on it because it makes it too wet. And then I'll do light bell peppers. I'll break apart the jalapenos and throw it on there, and then I'll do really light pineapple and a lot of garlic.
Pineapple on the pizza?
Just because I like the sweet and the spicy together.
Little Caesars gave me an extra Hawaiian pizza the other day. I was like, fuck yeah, I came up. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's nasty.
I don't put Canadian bacon either. I don't like Canadian bacon.
I couldn't. I ate it because I let my kids eat the pepperoni.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd just get full off the
You're just
Hawaiian.
going to try.
It wasn't good, but I mean, like I said, I just wanted to eat something.
It made you full, but not the full that you wanted.
Not the full that you weren't satisfied.
Yeah,
afterwards.
you're just...
Even though it was free, like I said, I was supposed to get 2 pizzas, and they gave me a third one. I just shrugged my shoulders and walked away.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
I figured out what it was when I got home, but it was ended up being Hawaiian.
You're like, dang it.
And I'm not a big fan.
What's your go-to pizza, though?
At Pizzaville?
Yeah. No, anywhere. If you can make one pizza. Keep it real. I'm not going to lie. I hate to say this, but I'll go get the hot and readies from Little Caesars and call it good.
I think they're fire.
They are.
I
don't know why.
When they're actually fresh. Like,
Yeah. When they're not, it's kind of chewy.
They hit differently. Because I think it brings back a memory that I've always had as a kid.
Because Little Caesars was huge as a kid.
Yeah, he was huge.
That was like the only really
I think
good
that's the only
place.
time we ate out as a kid.
There was no Domino's that you would see. There was no Pizza Hut.
There was that stuff, but...
There was, but you just didn't see it.
My parents cooked a lot.
Beep, beep.
We cooked a lot at home, but the only time we actually ate out was Little Caesars.
That's what I'm saying.
I was eating out back then.
Yeah. And whenever, because if we had friends over or something like that, it was always Little Caesars. Go pick up a hot and ready. I remember the hot and readies back then were like $3, $4.
Pretty cheap.
They're like $5. I think I've seen them for like $5. Not just the footlongs.
Yeah. Come out. But they do hit differently.
They do. Do you get the crazy bread?
I get the Italian cheese bread.
I do too.
I get the Italian cheese bread. My kids like the sauce, but I dip that into the hot sauce of the hot wings.
Yeah? Oh, that's cool. Okay. I'll have to try that out. I usually dip it in like marinara and then into the ranch or something.
Yeah, I'm not a big ranch guy.
I'm a ranch kind of guy. It's like more like, do you want pizza with your ranch? I don't know why. But I can dang near dip anything in ranch and it tastes good.
I think I grew into it now. I mean, I'll eat ranch. I'll have ranch with with the stuff I'm having as a dip. But I wasn't always like that. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like that either for me.
It wasn't like that either for me.
It used to be ketchup.
On pizza?
No.
Oh.
I was just on pizza. I don't think I ate anything. Maybe, but I don't know. No, ranch has always been, I think, my thing with pizza. I think it's always been ranch because it just goes so good together.
My wife's all about it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And then I used to do ketchup with fries all the time, and then got to the point where I was like, oh, ranch with fries is fire too.
I think at one time I got like some weird ranch that wasn't, I don't know, like buttermilk ranch or something weird.
Yeah.
And my wife was not about it. She didn't. I don't think she ate the pizza because I got the wrong ranch. And if you've ever messed up, that's one mess up you don't want to do.
Yeah, nuh-uh. I got the wrong ranch.
Apparently, I didn't know I just said ranch, and they gave me what they had, and I guess it was something different. And it was nasty. I mean, I'm not.
Was it like Carl's Jr. or something? I bet you it is because they got the packets of ranch and then the buttermilk ranches. Place. See, that's crazy.
It was different kind of ranch. It might have been, I don't know.
Maybe they were messing with you.
Probably.
Maybe it was old.
Maybe it was an asshole. They just gave me whatever they had, the nicest shit.
This looks crusty.
I don't know, but it ruined her meal and ruined my night.
Oh, I bet.
I got in trouble for it.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Easily got in trouble for it. Yeah. Well, on that, let me go to a little quick break. I've also got another sponsor for you guys. I don't have it with me, but I had it on the last ones. It's My Rose, MAI__Rose, ROSE. And they've got stuff from shirts, pins, wine bottle tops, bracelets, keychains, lanyards. The bracelets even have a holder for your keys and your wallet on there so you can, keep everything. Because I know, for me, I've lost my wallet and I've lost my keys a lot, actually. I forget my keys all the time. That's the worst thing for me. But yes, hit her up on Instagram and place your order now with the code 2PIECEPOD and get a 10% discount on your first order. That's 10% right there. I mean, shoot. All the good stuff, and you can go check her out on Instagram, MAI__ROSE. Go check her out there. That's gonna be dope. Yes, there's a lot of good stuff there. Shirt presses and all that goodness.
Check it out.
Yeah. So, I mean, going through everything that you went through, and kind of where you stuck out today. How long were you over at Firestone?
Well, 5 solid years before I stepped away.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what happened. Pandemic hit 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, disrupted everybody.
I remember you still being there at the time.
Yes, I'm still there. So here's I'll touch on that. So when the pandemic hit, even though I was the assistant manager, I still got my hours cut a little bit. But I mean, so what I got cut back on was my overtime. So that extra over, I mean,
That stuff that you were
5
counting on.
hours, 10 hours overtime that I would get got cut
Gone.
back. You know, that got replaced with an extra, worker just working regular hours instead of me paying me over. I get it. It's a business decision that I understand now.
Yeah.
For sure. I get it. You don't want to pay someone double when you can pay someone, half that price to do the same job.
Right.
So I get it. What I lost on it is the overtime pay. I still, so with that, pandemic hit, I started to venture off. And I started with a buddy of mine, and we just started seeing stuff online as far as like, liquidation pallets. And we're just like, what is this? You see stuff randomly pop up. So what is a wooden pallet with liquidated items, depending where you got it from, just, packed up, and they would sell it anywhere from $300 to $800.
Wow.
So it just intrigued us and just got us, curious about it. And I'd say probably about July of 2020 is when we finally bought our first pallet. I think we split up.
So when you're looking at these pallets, where were you looking at them at? Amazon?
No, there's a couple places around town, and now they're pretty much everywhere. Where it's just a big warehouse that buys a truckload of
Pallets.
From Walmart,
So-
Target.
okay, so all the
these
stuff they're
different
throwing away,
retailers.
basically.
So what happened during the pandemic is that everybody was home. Everybody didn't leave their house, and the fastest thing to do was order stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
So how this business was always there, but it just skyrocketed
Escalated,
because
yeah.
of coronavirus.
Right.
So you would order something, say you got the wrong color, you would just send it back. But say you ripped all the wrapping paper off. So now when Amazon retrieved it, because Patrick Parker ripped the wrapping paper off, they're not going to spend their time rewrapping it because that's not the plant where they wrap it at. This is the returns plant. So wherever they wrapped it all nice and pretty is on the other side of the country.
Right.
So instead of spending money to send this back to get it repackaged, they just throw it into returns, and that gets liquidated and they sell it off. Back then when they had a lot less inventory to throw away, a lot of stuff would just end up in landfills. The stuff you return now,
Yeah.
which get thrown away. Boom, boom, boom. Because, as a business, you can report losses, and that becomes a loss. You just report it, write it off. You
Yeah.
don't care. But it was making an impact on the environment. All these landfills were just getting full with electronics, anything, you name it. The stuff you returned back then used to get thrown away.
Wow.
So with coronavirus, online sales skyrocketed, so did returns. So instead of completely throwing that stuff away, what the bigger companies started doing, well, not started doing, but just, went to a next level with it, was sell it off, as is. You find the treasures in a pallet or whatever you find, you get the benefit from it, but here's the price for it. Do what you want, resell it, keep it, do what you want. So that's what ended up happening is,
You went into these stores, said, I want that pallet, that pallet, and that pallet.
So depending where, where you get to know where the pallet came from. So Walmart, the stuff you would see at Walmart would be in that type of pallet. So you wouldn't see, for instance, like a welder or something like randomly. That's not the stuff they sell inside Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that they sell inside Walmart, depending on where you get it from, like online stuff, that's what you would see from Walmart. Stuff from Lowe's or Home Depot, you would see stuff they sell at Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
The returns, the you bought something, it didn't turn on, so you returned it. That goes into liquidation. So with this new thing that I ventured into, after buying our first pallet, I think it was from Walmart or something. We spent about $750 between my buddy and I. So we both put in, what is it, $375.
Yeah.
Both put in $375. It's a small, little risk just to see what happened.
You got a nice reward.
And I think we made about selling everything cheap.
Yeah.
Like our goal was to just, I think our margins were slim, so like make 50% on what we made. So if we bought it for $800, try to make $400. Try to make $400 on top of it, and then just move on. Use that money and just kind of snowball it. That's kind of how we saw that rolling out. So I think we made about, I don't know, $2,700 on our first pallet.
And you were like,
let's go.
We're getting 3 more.
But it wasn't, I mean, yes, it was $2,700, but we didn't cash out.
Yeah.
I think we paid ourselves back. So that $700, whatever, we paid our initial investment back to us. Mm-hmm. And so we had about $2,000 left. So we bought a pallet for $700. So with $2,000, I think we bought 2 pallets. And it really just snowballed after that. So
how long did it take you to sell off that first pallet?
Not very long. It was good shit. It was like some Dyson, like battery powered vacuums. This little vacuums. They were like, they retail for like $500.
Dang.
We sold them for like $200 easily.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
And the thing was too, it wasn't long because we knew a lot of people. A lot of people supported what we were trying to do right off the bat. A lot of people. So I think this, the good 5 or 6 people that for sure bought right off my first pallet, and, bought stuff immediately, they still buy from me to this day because I think I give them the best deals.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think some stuff I give them, I sell it to them for what I bought it for because they were the first ones to get this ball rolling.
Yeah, they helped you out.
They helped me out, so
yeah, of
time
course.
and time. If they want something, I'm gonna get it.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna get it for them because I wouldn't be here without them.
Right. So and that's huge, man. Because those are, I mean, we were talking about it not too long ago, but those are the people that make you feel like, okay, I can keep going and I can do this. You know what I mean? Just enough to where if you maybe have that little low, you're not gonna go below that line. Yeah. You're just gonna sit there and go right back up. Yeah. So that's amazing.
So I think the goal right after that is we saw these people selling pallets, and we wanted to sell pallets too, like sell the whole pallet to and be the warehouse that people come and buy from. Yeah. So that was the initial goal. That was the mindset. That was the plan. That was the plan.
So that didn't happen though, because obviously you don't have the partner.
So yeah, so my buddy, he's still a good friend of mine. Yeah. There's nothing business wise that we split up. He had some personal stuff to deal with, so that was his reason for leaving.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, probably for the best. I think it was best for him and me. But even then, we did clash on some ideas, back and forth, but it never got to a point to where it was a feud.
It was too much.
You do clash.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, just you like red, I like blue, and we want to, what are we going to paint this? And it was just a little clash here and there. Nothing to ever ruin the relationship between a buddy and I.
That's good, though.
That was always
solid. When you
solid.
want to lose friends, you take them into business with you. So.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't go into business with your friend, don't go into business. And I knew certain things I wasn't going to go my way, or some things he wanted wasn't going to go his way because I wanted my way, or we just came to agreement to a lot of things at the end of it.
Compromise.
We did a lot of compromising. And
that's good.
Just like any relationship, I think that's what worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from the moment we bought our first pallet to when we opened our own warehouse with the money we kept snowballing, like I said, we still haven't cashed out yet. I had not made a single dollar from this side business that we created. Yeah? Yeah. I don't know what the amount was, but we got enough to open up our own warehouse and start our own
so he business. Was there for starting the warehouse part?
So it was a solid year with a partner.
Yeah, okay.
And then after that, I've been by myself for about a year now.
And he hasn't cashed out?
Oh, so that's not, I don't get into specifics on that, but we took care of ourselves for the time being.
Yeah.
So when we finally started paying ourselves is when we opened up the warehouse. Okay. That's when we finally started. Because you felt like you were settling. Yeah, you were kind of, there was highs and lows. We didn't cash out until we knew we had this locked in,
And we're gonna make money.
And we thought we had this big old thing of we're gonna kill it. It's gonna be, everybody's gonna come to us like they came to this other guy here in town. And it wasn't not like that at all. I mean, it was good. We got a good response. Like I said, we live in Bakersfield, but we moved to we set up Porterville because it was kind of remote. It was a lot cheaper rent for the warehouse as far as for Bakersfield because they wanted an arm and a leg just to sell something, which is kind of crappy, Some people would rather have an empty building than rent it out for a pretty decent price.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff around town for at least a year or two just go empty because they want so much for rent.
Yeah.
Instead of having a business there for $1,500 for at least a year.
Making money.
Make something.
Making money.
But they rather have nothing because they want $3,000 a month.
It's like, nope, no thanks.
Whatever. They have their things and they have their reasons, so it is what it is.
Right.
But eventually I turned the business model from selling pallets, the whole pallet of wherever it came from, Target, Walmart, whatever, to selling everything individually. It just got to the point to where it made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
What got me here? Selling stuff individually. Instead of having one buyer buy this and make a little bit of money, I can have 10 buyers buy all these items from this single pallet and make more money. It's more time because it takes time to sell all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty reasonable. I'm at least 50% off on most items. If it's a real sought after item, I go a little bit more just because it does cost more. Generally speaking, it's about
supply and demand.
Supply and demand, but also it costs me money. So it's about 30%.
Okay.
Something that costs $100 costs me about $30. I'm gonna sell it about 60. Double my profit.
Makes
or
sense.
Double my investment, at least, because some items I can't sell for the life of me. I end up literally either selling it at the price I got it for, or less, just to get rid of it.
Just to get it out.
Just get it out, because the longer you hold on to something, it's just money tied up into that one item.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to die with this. I want to get rid of it today, and move on to the next item.
Yep.
Because really, it's about moving on to the next item. If I can't sell this item today, or if I did, I know I could probably get another one tomorrow, which has happened plenty of times. So that's why I think I kept a really small margin on as far as profits.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to sell it really low and get rid of it.
Well, and if you got the best prices too, people are going to want to come back to get the best prices again.
And like I said, I've had the best response ever since I switched over to individual items.
Yeah.
You get the tool set. He gets because like I said, it's random items. He gets the toilet. He gets the ceiling fan. This lady over here wanted the water hose, or and I go through everything that I have.
Right.
So everything that's on the front floor that you see in the pictures, I've tested it. I've gone through it.
You've used it.
I've
used it, but
I've not used it. So it's anything.
If you have
like
some hedge
this.
trimmers, I've already used them for you.
So you'll be surprised what comes on these liquidation pallets. Like, most people get confused when they come to my warehouse. Like, how did you get all this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get given to me. I have to actually purchase a whole truckload of this at sight unseen.
Okay.
So I have to buy from a certain retailer, sight unseen, whatever the price is for the truckload, and it varies. Varies in pricing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all, like I said, what you see at Lowe's is what you're going to get from a Lowe's truckload. What you see at Walmart is what you're going to get from a Walmart truckload. So it comes to me like canceled online orders. So you order something online, it gets to the store, but before it gets shipped to your house, you cancel it. You don't care because you already got your money back. You're refunded, but you don't care what happened with all the trouble these, retailers had to do just to supply you with this canceled order. So instead of sending it back to Kentucky, now it's in Bakersfield, it just goes to the nearest return center, which is wherever. Instead of sending it all the way back to where it came from.
And then it goes liquidated.
Yeah, so because the company already lost at this point.
Yeah.
They lost money. As soon as you returned it and canceled it, they lost money.
Right.
Why? Because now it's on the returns. Say now open box items. So you bought this toolbox of tools and you opened it all up. You ripped all the wrapping paper off.
Mm-hmm.
You ripped it open, you test it out, you maybe cut something. You're like, I don't like it after all. It's still essentially brand new, but you returned it because you didn't want it. You wanted the DeWalt instead of the Craftsman.
Yeah.
So
or somebody that I bought it for wanted DeWalt.
Whether you use it or didn't use it, brand new, you ripped it open. The guy at Lowe's or Home Depot is not going to rewrap it all nice and pretty like it was given to you. So that goes into returns.
Goes out to liquidate.
Broken items. Say you bought a light and it was cracked. Return it, right? You're going to get a new one. I want a brand new one because that's what I paid for. That's what goes in returns.
So when something comes back, let's say it's broken, have you ever had to go through and there's broken items or
Yes,
anything like that?
There's a lot. That's why I don't feel so bad on some of the margins I have. Some people are like, oh, you're still too high. Well, I'm still lower than the store, regardless of what you want to say.
Right.
You know, I'm still, so if something costs $400, I'm going to be at about $250, $300 because it still costs me more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to make up for the losses. Because I've gotten stuff that was unusable, trashed. You literally have, I go from this pile of, you know, from this nice pile of other stuff mixed in to the trash. Literally.
Yeah.
I've lost money on it, and I paid for that.
Yeah, right. That's why I'm asking, is because I was wondering.
I paid for all the broken. I paid for this whole truck, everything in there.
Can you return it?
No.
Get a new one?
No. That's fraud. I don't do that, no. But that's what people do. And honestly, that's what a lot of people do. I mean, some people use it for, you know, that one tool they needed just to screw something in.
And they're like,
and
I
they
didn't need
return
that.
it. That's and then the stores have cracked down. They've gotten a little strict. They, you know, your receipt, I think Walmart reduced their return policy from 90 days to 30 days or something. They're trying to limit it, but, you know, there's the honest people who are returning something, and there's people who are swapping out probably, which I see sometimes because some of these items is supposed to be brand new, and they used it once, it didn't work, but it's like rusted and it's been ran through.
Like, hold up here.
So
Been hit one too many times, huh?
And then scratch and dent is another thing. You bought a stainless steel fridge, not the big stuff. That goes in that's a different
like a little mini fridge.
Yeah, like a mini fridge. It has a dent on the side, or you want a nice stainless steel front, but it has a little scratch or gash or dent, so you return it.
Mm-hmm.
It still works. It still serves its purpose as far as keeping drinks under the under the counter or whatever.
Yeah.
You want a simple drinker, especially like me, like a warehouse. I think I have a fridge behind mine that has a big old dent on the side, but it still works. So it serves its purpose. I just want.
I got one in my stepdaughter's room.
So and stuff like that, I'll price it down even more just because I know it's dented.
Yeah.
It has a big scratch. I get it, but you know what? It's $80 here or $250 at the store.
Which one you want?
Which one you want? Do you want something just to cool something down? But and then you do get those people that, well, sometimes they kind of bash me like, why would you sell broken stuff? Yeah, they're not
broken.
It still works, but you know, they want pristine new. I don't have that all the time. Sometimes stuff is pristine new, but sometimes it's not.
It's like, have you ever bought in a car that maybe had a dent?
Yeah, seriously, it's
not broken. It's just been used.
I say used. Used, but used.
Used.
It's used.
Okay.
That's a phrase I came up with.
Used.
It's used.
Don't let me catch y'all out there saying that too much. Used.
Used. It's new, but it's kind of used.
Used. Do you have to do the used?
Say how you say it, but that's the word I came up with.
Alright.
And then
Used.
So yeah, so you know, if they want pristine and brand new, all right, the store has it for $250. Go ahead.
Be my guest.
Be my guest.
I was just trying to help you.
I was just trying to help you fulfill, you know, or like a man cave or in the garage, you just want some, you know, cold brews or cold sodas or waters as soon as you get home.
I was
You don't
thinking about
care what it
turning
looks
my
like
living
because
room.
honestly, some of these dents on some of these toolboxes or fridges or whatever it is, like, I don't know, half the time it's on the back side of it, which doesn't matter. It's going to be against the wall. It still serves its purpose, you know, so.
I was thinking about turning my living room into a man cave.
I don't think your girl will let you lose that.
Probably not. She'd be so
and
mad.
And then what else comes on? It's
so okay. Do you? So you kind of get to pick which stores you want
Which
the trucks
retail,
coming?
Yeah, I mean, because some are really high.
Do you get like Office Depot?
No, it's just like that's a special load. But I knew a person that had like a contract for that, and really it was
Oh, because I'd definitely be looking at that stuff right now.
Yeah. See, certain things you got to be careful because a lot of the demand that people ask for, I want this, and that we used to try to cater to that. We got Target, we got Walmart, and when it was all said and done, it was there. They didn't come for it.
Yeah.
You know, certain things I got used to saying, "Oh, you're just gonna have to go find that somewhere else." Because putting my money on it just for this person didn't work out.
Well, no, because the way I'd say it is like, hey, if you come across one of these, let me know.
Yeah,
I've been looking for it and waiting for it, and I'm looking for it still.
There was actually a person in town had an Office Depot and Office Max contract. They would get liquidated stuff directly from them. They only they're not that big, so they only have certain people they sold to. And he actually had a store here for a while, but it didn't do good.
Oh, of course not. Office Depot isn't like something majorly needed all the time.
Yes, but I figured schools and teachers and kids and I didn't know about this place until it was too late.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not enough of that stuff.
There's not enough. I mean, they had some good stuff, but there's only a certain amount of markers that I need in a week or a month.
Exactly.
Like I said, it wasn't good. So there is loads like that. There is loads for anything.
Well, see, and I kind of was wondering, just because, like I said, me and my girl were looking. If anybody out there has one, we're looking for the Espion 15,000 something ink cartridge something. Anyway, we're looking. Yeah, it's a sublimation printer. That's what we're looking for. It's about $700. Yeah. But if you find it liquidated and get it at $3, I'd get it liquidated at $3.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like as far as warranties and stuff. You know,
You don't give out warranties, man?
It's tough because.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I do give out this warranty that anything that I sell in the store, if it didn't work for you, bring it right back. I'll swap it out, exchange. I'm pretty fair.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as the guy who sells broken stuff.
Yeah.
I've had a guy buy something a year back, like recently. He's like, "Oh, a year ago I bought this blower. Now the battery is dead." All right, that's farther than the store's warranty, so it's for sure farther than mine. But had you gotten home and used it for 2 days, it didn't work, bring it back. I don't care, because when I tested it, if it didn't work, where would it go?
Can I buy a 2-year warranty plan from you?
Sure, go ahead.
How much is that going to cost me?
Depending on what it is. But even then, I'm pretty fair too, as far as some people who've gotten, battery powered something, and months later, it died.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't have control. I don't know how much you used it. I don't know what you used it for. I don't know if you had it in the right environment, got wet outside. But I was still pretty fair. I still gave him a deal on another battery.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty fair. But anything that far out,
it's kind of hard. Because it's like, are you trying to scam me, or are you really
which
coming
I've
back?
had a couple people try to pull a fast one.
Of course, everybody. I mean, you got to think about it. You're going to have people that are going to try and do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I think in any business.
Yeah, I mean, guaranteed, 100%. I mean, it's nothing big, but I'm very proud of you, man. I know that I don't know what you're going to take from that, but I am. It was cool to see that you're doing good, especially after it was kind of crazy seeing you get fired with a 1-week-old, and we were like, what in the world just happened,
And kind of going back to that, that's what keeps me driven. I mean, another part of this business that it's not even that much more money. I'm not by any means balling outrageous or anything, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
But what the biggest gain of it was having more time for my family, my kids and my wife. Working in a restaurant, you work mainly nights. I mean, most people. Some people have the day shifts, like Patrick here. But when it's mainly a night thing.
Mm-hmm. Especially as a manager.
Especially as a manager, I work nights, holidays, birthdays. Like I said, I still had a little better at Firestone, but I still worked all those holidays and the weekends. My weekends were during the week.
Yeah.
For,
Oh, I remember that. That's why I had to change
I think
it.
another big part of this is having more family time, man.
Yeah, that's super important.
I lost a lot of time working for somebody else.
Right.
Now I'm working for myself, have my own time.
And you get to make your own schedules. You can do your own thing.
I have a weekend now.
Yeah. That's all that matters. Keep it real. Is like just kind of
soccer
like
games,
you're happy
games.
is the thing. You know what I mean? Like you get to actually live in the moment rather than looking back and going, damn, I wish I would have been there.
Or looking on a phone like, oh,
that
here's
looks great.
Pictures of so and so's event.
Yeah, it looks like you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about we take them out on that good note? Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, this episode is brought to you by Porterville Wholesale. My man right here just told you all about it. I mean, if you ain't come down to see his story yet while you were sitting here listening to this damn podcast, I don't know what you're doing. It's at 1902 West North Grand. He wants me to say 1902.
1902.
1902 West North. I don't like it.
Oh, and then let's give away the Craftsman.
Ooh. So you guys just heard it here first. He said that he's giving away the Craftsman. This Craftsman right here, as you can see in the background, is now going to be found out next week. We'll do something like that.
Next podcast, give it away.
Next podcast. So we'll do that one up, give it out next podcast. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
So we'll figure out what they got to do for that.
Yeah. We'll put a link in the description or something.
Yeah, we'll go from there on it. But yes, 1902 West North Grand, Porterville, California. Check my boy out. Like you saw, he just graciously offered us this wonderful Craftsman to give away, which is going to be cool, man. I'm super excited now about that. That's amazing. Thank you so much, by the way. You know what I mean? That's amazing. Thank you.
Awesome, brother.
But yeah, find me and find him at Facebook. Find me at Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Spotify. YouTube is a big one. Go on YouTube. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can even go to my website, 2peacepod.com. In all my episodes, go find me, 2peacepod. You got to spell it out, though. TWOPSPOD. Check us out. Thank you very much again, man.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.